Hi, it's Mr. Pearson, and welcome to Dividing by Three-Digit Numbers. Let's go. Let's start with some division vocabulary. So, there are three parts to a division equation. You have the dividend, which is just the number you're dividing, the divisor, the number you're dividing by, and the quotient, the answer to a division problem. You may be thinking, those are some fancy sounding words there, dividend, divisor, and quotient. Let's do an example here. I think that'll help clear it up a bit. So Perla has 25 potato chips. Let's write that out. 25 potato chips. She's going to split the potato chips in two. So she's going to divide the chips in two. She's dividing by 2. How much does each person get? We don't know that. That looks like a 2, but it should be a question mark. Oopsie doopsie. So the dividend, the number you're dividing, she's dividing 25. The divisor, the number you're dividing it by, she's dividing it by 2. So she's dividing 25 by 2. And then the question mark here, my squiggle out, that's the quotient. It's the answer. This is the answer right here. We don't know what it is yet. That's how much each person gets. Now, boop, 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 boop. You try one. Millie spent $150 on gifts for her family. That's very generous of you, Millie. If Millie bought presents for all 5 family members, and she spent the same on each, how much did she spend on each of them? So you think, you don't even have to solve it actually. I just want to say, what is the dividend, the divisor, and the quotient? Okay, go. So the dividend, the number you're dividing, is 150. Millie has 150. That's what she's dividing up. That's the dividend. What she's dividing by is the divisor. She's dividing it by 5 family members. And then you didn't have to figure this out. This is just the quotient, the answer. It means each of her family members would get $30 worth of gifts. It's pretty not too bad. All right, let's get into dividing here. Now there are 2 different ways that we're going to see that we can divide. And here is our problem that we're going to do. I'm going to do this one, and then the next ones you'll do. So this is 136 divided by 4. This over here is a very classic way that kids will look at this. They'll think of it 136. That's what we're dividing. We're dividing it by 4, so 4 groups. When I did this, I started off with 30. I say, okay, let's give everybody 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. That would be 30 times 4. Turn off that thing. 30 times 4. So that would be a total of 120. So this 30 and this 30 and this 30 means that we have, right now we really have done 120 divided by 4. And that was 30 for each group. But we're not doing 120 divided by 4. We're doing 136 divided by 4. So we have more to go. So if we do 4, 4, 4, 4, that'll be a total of 16. And now, altogether, change my color there so we could see that, we've distributed a total of 136. We have divided 136 total into these 4 groups with 34 in each group. It's the same as saying 34. This is 34. All the groups have 34. Times 4 is 136. Over here is another way to think about it. you have 136 total into these 4 rows. This is kind of like the area array way that we did to multiply. And we're going to say, okay, well, this is tricky. What if instead of saying we had 136, what if we did it and we divided 136 into 120 and 16? Notice that I didn't divide it into 130 and 6, because 4 times what? 6. Yeah, that would not be, wouldn't want to do that. But in these 4 groups, if we put in 30, 30, 30, and 30, and then in this part over here, we put in 4, 4, 4, and 4, we have done 34 4 times, and that will altogether equal 136. Notice that it is not altogether too different from this way. This way is just more similar to the way that we multiplied a little while ago. Okay, now it's your turn. Have a go. 132 divided by 3. You definitely are going to need a pencil and paper for this. You definitely get something to write with. You cannot do this in your head. Get something to write with. Well, maybe you could do this in your head, but I would write it out. Okay, go ahead. So this is one way to do it. And the beauty of it is there are so many different ways, but this is one way. So if we start off by having 3 groups, we need to divide 132 into 3 groups. We'll put 40 in each group. 40, 40, 40. 43 times would be 120. We need to distribute 12 more to distribute the total of 132. How can we distribute 12 more? Let's put 4 in each of those groups, because 4 times 3 is 12, and that would be total 44 in each group. 44 times 3 is 132, and likewise 132 divided by 3 is 44. If you got that, you are awesome. All right, next one. This is the last one for you today. 198 divided by 6. Have a go. So again, there are a bunch of different ways to think about this, but if we say, okay, we've got 6 rows, we need a total of 198. What if I put 20 in each row? I can count by 20s, that's for sure. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120. That means that these rows would be 120. I'm just going to draw that straight down like that to save time. How much more do I have to go? Well, I had 198. I distributed 20. I have 78 more to go. So what if I put 10 in each row? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. See how much I've distributed altogether so far? 120 and 60. It's 180. So how much more do I have to go? Subtract it again. I have 18 more to go. And if I put 3 in each, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And that would be, that's going to add up to, of course, 198. And each row will have 20, 10, and 3, 33. So 198 divided by 6 is 33. If you got that, you rock. And if you have any questions, make sure to ask. I'm here to help. I'll see you later.